And good morning, good evening, everybody. Give me a second, Fibonacci. So we are contrarian, right? How finding the contrarian Fibonacci in a downtrend. Alright, everybody, let's get to work, right? We're almost finishing Forex course 101. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders. This is Mike, the FX boss, broadcasting live on YouTube and other streaming platforms like Teams. And today we have lesson 48. Today it's 27th of November, everybody. This is our last lesson of the week. Alright, how to find the contrarian Fibonacci in a downtrend. Never forget, the goal is to bring you from 0 to a millionaire trader in 3 years on average in an institutional way. What does this mean? You're first an analyst, then you become a trader. We are here learning, contrarian Fibonacci charting, trading rules, everybody. Sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D, of course. And never forget, you're going to graduate from this course when you're going to have your chart set up and ready for trading. Number 2, you have your strategy in place, everybody. You understand why you win, why you lose. And number 3, you have a complete understanding on how this market works, so you can analyze the market and make an educated prediction. What happens, everybody, once you're over the Forex course 101? You are welcome, only and only then you are welcome to join the next level, number 2. If you want consistent results, learn the mindset and the heart set of the pros, ask for Forex course 202, right? The institutional trader course. If you've been around the block for 2, 3, 4 years or more and you are not making it, it's not your fault, but this course, it's a must. You must come to this course. Why? Because you are not stupid, right? But yeah, you are lacking some specific knowledge, and this knowledge is your next level, right? Don't let 2026 to be just another year, everybody. Don't stay where you are, do something, right? Do you feel stuck? Next level, number 3, do you feel that every day is the same? And you and your trading are going nowhere. As for coaching, whatever, there is done, I need to change this one, right? But then we have capital partners and so on and so on and so on. Risk disclaimer, this stream is not trading or investment advice. We're here to learn. Remember, if your way is not working, why don't you try mine? Alright, and if you didn't receive the free manual, ask for it, everybody. Alright, for questions and homeworks, you have the email, everybody, and connect on Teams. We have a community of beginner traders, intermediate traders, and advanced traders. Also, some of them are professional already. Okay, and that being said, everybody, how to find the contrarian Fibonacci in a downtrend. So, yesterday we were talking about current account CAT. What does this mean? Importance? Oh, it's the news event. So everybody, we are going to open euro dollar, alright, euro dollar, open your charts, everybody. Yesterday I was saying to all of you, the guys, don't be late, and today on purpose I didn't say anything, I didn't send any links, so let's see if people are smart. Otherwise they're going to need to watch the recording, Okay, everybody, euro-dollar monthly chart, right? As you can see, the market wave is different than the Fibonacci. Okay, now we have check if your Fibonacci, the original one, is the same as mine, alright? So that is going to be the capital A. Capital A is in here, everybody. And then capital B, everybody is in here, alright? And our capital C is in here, AB, Douglas says, boss. Give me a second, everybody. ABC. I am in class on YouTube, boss. Do you want to join? See everybody, Teams? We're on Teams. Good morning, Remildo. How are you? So this is the original Fibonacci. Che facciamo amanhã em vez de domingo? Sure. Okay. What time? Hello, Alex. How are you? Hello, Olga. How are you? Okay, everybody. Do you have the same original Fibonacci as I do? Everybody, do you have the same Fibonacci? Do you have the same Fibonacci as I do? Around 10 a.m. Not possible. Not possible. I'm in a meeting. I am free only in the afternoon. Everybody, do you have the same original Fibonacci as I do? A, B, C, D. Olga is the same. Romildo, tu vai usar os Fibonacci, sim ou não? I'm asking Romildo, are you going to... I had a class with Romildo yesterday, a gente teve aula ontem. Are you going to use the Fibonacci or no, everybody? If you're not going to use the Fibonacci, you're wasting time in here, make sense? Se você não vai usar Fibonacci, está aí gastando tempo aqui por nada. Go do something else. Vai fazer outra coisa, vai passear com os cachorros. Passa tempo com os filhos, everybody. If you're not going to use the Fibonacci, se vocês não usam Fibonacci, okay? Now, capital C. Oh, you are so rude. I'm looking for traders. I'm not selling courses, everybody. You need to understand this. Ah, você é arrogante. Não estou vendendo cursos, estou buscando por traders. Big difference, alright? And this is also the truth, you know? If you're not going to use the Fibonacci, don't waste time with YouTube videos. Go do something else, right? So ABC, everybody, Eurodollar on the monthly, and of course, isn't it curious that the extension, everybody, is at the monthly bands? Como é que é curioso que a extensão D está nas bandas mensais? Estou trabalhando. Ramildo, só para não gastar tempo em português, tá? Just not to waste time in Portuguese. Okay. Everybody, please don't waste my time. I'm not arrogant. Okay, don't waste my time. If you are here to learn, I gladly translate, but this is not a show, makes sense? This is not an entertainment. Okay, everybody? And ABCD, give me a second, everybody. So this Fibonacci goes out and this goes out. Well, I have already the contrarian, right? I'm going to delete this one. Olga, can you see how the market wave is different than the Fibonacci, everybody? Can you see, everybody? Right, we've learned that the Fibonacci is not the market wave, so okay, give me a second. I'm going to have the sub A, as always, right? We're going to have the sub A, and then we're going to have the sub B, and then we're going to have the sub D, and then we're going to have the sub C, sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D. Give me a second. And zooming in. You know, that's the sub A. That's the sub B, everybody, right? Do you have the same contrarian Fibonacci as I do? I'm going to increase the scale. Alright? And then we need to find the sub C, right? Which one is the sub C, everybody? Is the first circle the sub C? Is the second circle the sub C? Or is the third circle the sub C? Which one is the sub C? Olga saying yes, I see the difference. Very good, excellent. and we can apply some trend lines if you want, not mandatory, right? Everybody, do you have the same contrarian Fibonacci? Sub A to sub B. Check your charts. And don't worry everybody, I didn't show you, but in the Fibonacci Mastery we are, and now everybody, in the Fibonacci Mastery we are sharing, give it a second. In the Fibonacci Mastery we are sharing ABCDs, right? Can you see it everybody? In the Fibonacci Mastery course next year, okay, you are going to receive 2 of my strategies, and here, you know, we have the, it's an old one, you know, but you can check if you have the right ABCDs. AFDK, AFDCHF, AFDJPY, okay, and check if you're not messing with other people Excel. Here is Boss, Douglas, Heraldo, Javen, Chago, Mattia, Melissa, Shantan, Alexander, Chris, Romildo, you know, okay everybody. So you can partner up and check, you know, double check, triple check if you have the correct ABCDs. Alright, also we have here signals, you know, to enter, active crowns, and so on, and so on, and so on. Alright everybody, do you have the same ABCDs as I do? Hedge fund trader Olga, hedge fund trader Alex, which one is the subseed? The first circle, the second circle, or the third circle? And Olga and Alex, Saturday we have our last day of the learn how to understand risk as a trader. Everybody, alright, let me remind you, everybody, this is on Teams, so let me remind you, give me a second everybody, where are we? We are, let me remind you what you must do until Saturday, everybody. Until Saturday, okay, let me remind you everybody before Saturday, your end goal is to present a written plan, rule-based, at the end of the course on how you're going to make big money. Alright everybody? Just to remind you, and boss, I don't know, ask for help. This is no excuse. I've been telling you, ask for help, ask for help. Okay. Students, can you type in chat on the chat on YouTube? I'm seeing no answers. The question is, which one is the subseed? The first circle, the second circle, the third? I mean, I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat, that's all good, but can you type in the chat which one is the first circle, second circle? And the third? The third circle is the sub C, correct? So, which one is the sub D now? Of course, white goes to white, right? White goes to white, so our sub D extension is up in here, right? Dear analysts, I'm the student, alright? Should I buy or sell euro dollar on all time frames? Olga says third, yes. Should I buy or sell? The question is about direction. We're not going to talk about stop loss, take profit, but trying to understand how Fibonacci works. Should I buy or sell? For the next 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, should I buy or sell on all time frames euro dollar? What should I do? Let's see who is smart. I mean, it has nothing to do with being smart, but how do you understand the Fibonacci's, right? Should you buy or sell? Talking about direction. You are the analyst. You are the analyst. Tell me to buy or sell in the coming weeks or months. There is no right or wrong. Teach me how to make money. This is one of those questions. You have the original Fibonacci going down, and you have the contrarian Fibonacci going up, and you have price action telling you some stuff, you know, and I'm asking you as a trader, should we buy or sell in the coming months? There is no right or wrong, you can do whatever you want. Do you see this market in February or March coming up to here? Or do you see this market February, March coming at least down to here? How do you see this market? And there is no right or wrong on strategy. There is no right or wrong on charting. There is no right or wrong on you being an analyst. Marcus is saying on Teams, boss, we're still in an uptrend. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are in an uptrend on the monthly chart. Buy or sell as a direction. You are the analyst, everybody. Whoops, I'm the trader. There is no right or wrong. Okay, so in the meantime, let's go to Euro Dollar weekly chart, everybody. And here I'm going to delete this one, delete this one, delete this one, delete this one. This I was teaching somebody. And right, market wave is the orange, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, everybody, do you have the original Fibonacci on Euro Dollar as I do? This is the original Fibonacci. It came back to down here and then the market just went kind of sideways, you know. And so original Fibonacci, everybody, this is the A, that's the A back in time. And here, that's the B, all right. That's the B. Do you have the same AB, everybody? AB. Give me a second. That's the A, that's the B. Alright. Which one is the C of the original Fibonacci? Everybody, is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? Or is the third circle the C? Which one is the C, everybody? YouTube hangs with me, I don't hear part of the class. Alex says it will come down. Well, very good, excellent. Which one is the C? First circle, second circle? Yes, we have the on Teams for free, everybody. FX was Strategy Lab, where you can debate setups, debate strategies, you know, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, strategy laboratory. Which one is the C? First circle, whoops, not this one, not the big one. Which one is the C? The first circle, second circle, third circle. Capital C of the original Fibonacci, everybody. Which one is the C? Alex says the first, excellent. Okay, everybody. Now, how to find the contrarian Fibonacci in a downtrend? Okay, now stay with me, everybody. Okay, back in time. So I'm not going to ask you questions. I'm going to tell you how it goes. Back in time, you know, when the market hit the appropriate extension, right, everybody? Back in time, this was the A, this was the B, so red goes to red, right? So back in time, the market hit the appropriate extension in here. Okay, everybody, here the red goes to red, right? Red went to red. Market fell down and formed the D. So now, back in time, you would readjust the Fibonacci, the original Fibonacci, as you have learned, you know, and back in time, you would start your contrarian Fibonacci. Okay, where would you start your contrarian Fibonacci? Would you start your contrarian Fibonacci on the first circle, or would you start your contrarian Fibonacci on the second circle? Where would you put your sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D? In the meantime, I'm going to write this down, sub A, and then we're going to have this sub B, right? Sub B, and then we're going to have this sub C. Give it a second. Sub C, sub A, sub B. Boss, where are you going to hold? Where or when? Todd, the Fibonacci mastery. Well, most likely it's going to be, if we start in January with the market wave, then January, February, March, April, right? Sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D, sub A, sub C, sub D, sub D. Can I join? Sure, of course you can join. Sub A, sub B, sub C. There you go. Sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D. Olga says first, okay. Now everybody, which one, where would you start your sub A? Would you start your sub A at the first circle, or would you start the sub A at the second circle? Yeah, don't worry, we have time. We just started the lesson. Boss, should I have the 3 Fibonacci on my charts? Yes, if you are going to use the Fibonacci, you know, as per analyzing the market, you should have the 3 Fibonaccis. If you are choosing to trade the Fibonacci, then it's about strategy, so you don't need to trade everything and anything, you know. It was answer to the previous question, says Olga. Okay. Alex, what about you? In the meantime, I'm going to answer to Douglas, everybody. Afternoon, okay. Give me a second, everybody. It's 7 p.m. Bird. Okay. Second last question. All right, everybody, this is the correct answer. You would start the sub A down in here, right? Why down in here? The A or the sub A is the starting point of a sequence, right? So if you would chart, is there a sequence going up? Right? Lowest, exactly. Congratulations. This is the sub A, you know. So back in time, this is where you would start your sub ABCDs, right? And then you would go sub A, sub B, changing colors, contrarian, there you go. Sub A, sub B, right? Sub A and violet goes to violet. This would be then the second Fibonacci. And give me a second, you know. So as you can see, everybody, sub A, sub B, then the market would stop you out, right? Here again, can you see it? Can you see? The market would stop you out on the sub A in here, right? But then you would see the market to do what? Still making, you know, an uptrend, agreed? This is what we were talking about yesterday, everybody. If you have a down Fibonacci, original one, okay, and, you know, the market's making a retracement against the original Fibonacci, then of course it makes sense for you to plot the contrarian, right? okay? So when the market goes in the original Fibonacci direction, this doesn't make sense to plot a contrarian, but if the market then goes in a deeper retracement again, then yes, plot the contrarian Fibonacci again. Make sense, everybody? So here the market would stop you. Sometimes you need to wait, exactly. Now we are on the weekly chart, okay? We are on the weekly chart, so you should wait for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 months, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks. Okay, everybody? Almost 2 months, sometimes even more. You should wait on the weekly. No, this is not a strategy. We are not talking about trading. We are talking about charting. Right? So the market stopped me out here on the sub A, but then I'm seeing the market's making higher highs, higher lows. Well, it makes sense to me, so for me to chart the contrarian Fibonacci again. Sub A, sub B, if I'm not mistaken, sub C, right? I'm going to delete the sub A, sub B, sub C, and then finally, you know, the sub D. So I would go now with the trend, right? And I would readjust the contrarian Fibonacci, you know, in exactly the same way we were charting before, you know, sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D, you know, sub A goes to sub C, sub B goes to sub D, you know, so this would be the second one, and as you can see, everybody, the market would stop us out, you know, here again, right? On the sub A. So the market went down, right? And can you see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows? So charting the contrarian again, right? And you know, sub A to sub B. Everybody, you are mixing apples. I mean, I'm on Teams. People are commenting, having questions. You are mixing apples with bananas. Don't mix you working as an analyst. This is what we are trying to do right now with you being a trader and trading the contrarian, alright? We're not talking about trading, we're talking about, alright, price action is changing, trends up and down, consolidation, alright? Why would I use the contrarian Fibonacci, okay, as an analyst? Because the market goes against the original Fibonacci. Make sense, everybody? This is the only reason. Okay? Make sense? So this will be the first contrarian, you know, this time for the third time, right? Sub B, sub B, sub A, sub B. And white goes to white, not a high, not a high. Now this would be bigger, you know. Sub A goes to sub C, back in time. Right, sub B goes to sub D, back in time. So you would chart this contrarian Fibonacci, you know. There you go, there you go, there you go. You know, still here, you know, the market didn't hit the white, right? Sub D extension is up in here. So I'm monitoring now the sub C. Sub C is the lowest point inside the sub A, sub B boundary after the sub B. So I'm monitoring the monitoring, you know. Can you see, everybody? This is the sub C, right? Alright, so this, you know, if you want, there is no right or wrong, but you see, you know, the market making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, you know, and then you see the change in the short-term trend. So some traders, you're not a trader yet, you're an analyst, some traders would buy the contrarian Fibonacci, makes sense, buying the sub C example, stop loss below the sub A example, you know, and violet, right? Violet goes to violet. So this would be the take profit in here. Can you see, everybody, how this works? This is the confirmation, which we didn't learn yet. So sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D. Okay, the market would hit this one, making a high. And what we've learned already, you would then readjust, right? You would readjust the contrarian. Agreed, everybody? So you would have the new violet goes to violet, that's where is the high. This is not a high, that's the high now. So this is going to be the new contrarian Fibonacci. And of course, sub A goes to sub C, sub A goes to sub C, and sub B up in here goes to sub D. There you go. So you would monitor the market again, you know. This is the confirmation Fibonacci, which we didn't learn. You would still monitor, right? You would monitor the, whoops. You would monitor the sub C, and then the market would stop you out, right? Here on the contrarian, right? So this contrarian is not valid anymore until the market came down to here, right? The market would come down to here, sub A, sub B, sub C, and as you would see, everybody, the market would stop making lower lows, lower highs, and the market would stop making higher highs, higher lows. Agreed? So this is where it makes sense for you to put again the contrarian Fibonacci in here, sub A, sub B, right? Attention to the detail, okay? And give me a second, give me a second, give me a second, give me a second. If I delete this one, right? Okay, everybody, so this is how you would chart the contrarian. Which one would be the sub C? Would be the first circle be the sub C? Would the second circle be the sub C? Would the third circle be the sub C? Would the fourth circle be the sub C? Or would the fifth circle be the sub C? Which one would be the sub C? And this is our last lesson of the week, everybody. See you back on Saturday and then on Monday. Give me a second. Marcus is asking if I can show some results. Sure. Give me a second. I see markets. No, I didn't enter any more trades, everybody. So this is here, everybody. This is the Fibonacci set and forget, right? FX boss, Fibonacci signal, passive, talking about set and forget strategy. Okay, so you were trading until here, then I lost the account on my, I see it was sure, you know, just to show you demo, you know. I see markets, and then I went on vacation. I didn't put I didn't put a trade, you know, in 30 days, and then close the account. I mean, you know. See, everybody, those results, I mean, you're not going to get rich, but those results are from the set and forget strategy, you know. 2.96% in February. Yeah, next year we're going to do it again, but next year is going to be a live account. Okay, I'm opening 3 hedge funds for you guys. Okay, not the beginner traders, for the guys who are in the Forex course 202, the advanced institutional trader course. I'm opening 3 hedge funds where we are going to trade those kind of strategies, set and forget, just for you to understand how this business works. Okay. This is, if you have a job, everybody, you're going to love set and forget strategies. I mean, really, it's a lot of education, but when you understand, it's really, really a no-brainer. I mean, you know, there is some work to do, right? It's not that easy, like you're learning right now, you know, but, okay, everybody? The fifth, exactly, 1, 2, so this is, everybody, this is the, that's the sub C, right? And everybody, which one is the sub, which one is the sub D? Is the first circle the sub D? Is the second circle the sub D? Is the third circle the sub D? Or is the fourth circle the sub D? Which one is the sub D? learn trend lines as good analysts, right? You can apply trend lines, you know. You can apply also those trend lines a little bit more aggressive if you want. There is no right or wrong on charting, you know, everybody, it's a little bit different. Different styles, you know. Another one, not to break, something like this. The third, says Alex, the third one is the, okay, so correct, yes, very good. The third one, no, sabi, so again, use, if you want, use, change colors, you know, use vertical lines if you want. Okay, everybody, so up in here, you know, and another, not vertical line, horizontal line. So sub A goes to sub C, right? If, as we did before, sub A goes to sub C, sub D goes to sub B goes to sub D, Fibonacci retracement tool, and we are going to chart the next. So this is the most recent contrarian Fibonacci, everybody, on euro dollar weekly chart, right? Do you have it as I do? And now we're going to check the daily, and then we are done for the week, everybody. Should you buy or should you sell in the coming weeks and months? December, the market is going to slow down a little bit. Everybody, okay, so in the meantime, let's go to daily. I believe that's a, give me a second, this is here and this is the 4 hour, alright, so daily chart. And Olga was asking me, should we have the Fibonacci's on the 4 hour? Yes, yes, you should. You should have the Fibonacci's every on the 4 hour too. Okay, now the original Fibonacci, everybody, give me a second. So I'm going to check it out because I don't really remember what is what. So down to here, right? Fibonacci was up, the market broke this one, and then checking the original one. Alright, this was the, so here, you know, went here to here, broke, and again from here to here, green goes to green, and there you go, and then green goes to green too. And talking about the original Fibonacci, right? Give me a second. All right, do you have the same Fibonacci as I do, everybody? The original one? Check your charts. Euro dollar daily chart this time, everybody. Do you have the same original Fibonacci as I do? A, B. Todd, you are part of the group that you must make some money next year, Todd. Marcus, you too. John, you too. Yes, most of you guys who are in the 2 years, 3 years, 5 years in the advanced course, next year you must make some money. Okay, we're going to trade together for 6 months next year. I've never done this before. We had only 1 month of virtual office. Next year we're going to be together for 6 months. You must make some money. It's time for you guys. It's time for you to make some money next year. It's time, come on, you know, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. It's time. And next year, everybody, you are going to see some $1 million accounts, I'm telling you. Yeah, we're going to show, not a problem. Olga says yes, the same, ABCD, alright. So the market did not hit the extension, not yet, attention to the detail. Alright, there you go. Where would you start your contrarian Fibonacci, everybody? Would you start your contrarian at the first circle, second circle, or third circle? Where would you start your contrarian Fibonacci? There is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong on charting. There is right or wrong. I mean, there is right and wrong when following rules, but you know, if you want to have just the original and not the contrarian, just the original and the confirmation, or just the, I mean, boss, can I choose not to use the Fibonacci's? Yes, you can. We have Stoyan from Denmark, everybody. He never used the Fibonacci's, he didn't like the Fibonacci's, and still be profitable having a strategy with an edge. Alright? I mean, it's a great tool if you ask me, you know. It shows you the entry, it shows you the stop loss, it shows you the take profit. It's very objective as a tool. But everybody is a little bit different, right? There is no holy grail in trading, there are no holy grail strategies. You are going to have losing trades, I promise you. You are going to have drawdowns, I promise you. It's going to take you a few years before you understand the game, I promise you. It's going to take a few years before you can come to the $1 million account, I promise you. And it's going to take you forever if you are not coachable. I promise you this too. Make sense, everybody? Last question for today, then we are free, everybody. Where will you start your sub A, sub B, sub D, sub C? Give me a second. Almost forgot. Sub A, give me a second. Sub A is here and give me a second. Text. Sub B, right? Sub B, text. Sub C. Boss, how do you know that your strategy has an edge? Ah, you want the secret sauce now, right? You need to come to the Forex course, choo. This advice, it's not for free, I'm sorry. I mean, it's nothing special also, you know, I mean, but, you know. Great question. How do you know that you have an edge? The secret sauce, it's explained to you in the Advanced Institutional Trader course. The third, says Olga. Alright, so everybody, so this is the high, right? Sub A, and the sub B is the first low. As soon as possible, Fibonacci retracement tool from here to here. Sub A, sub B, right? That's the low. If I'm not mistaken, of course. Is this a low? Is this a low? Give me a second, just visually not. Am I mistaken? That's lower, and widget 117262, 11728262. So yeah, that's a low. Alright, everybody, so this is the first. And then white goes to white, that's a low. And we are here now. So sub A is this one. Give me a second, where is the sub B? Sub B, it's here. So far, sub C is this one, and sub D is down in here, right? Okay, everybody? Before we finish for today, how would you trade this Fibonacci? Would you buy the original one? Everybody, would you buy the original Fibonacci? Or would you sell the contrarian? And there is no right or wrong. How do you see probabilities of those two patterns? Would you buy the original one and take in the right from here to here? Or would you sell the contrarian and take the right from here to here? And there is no right or wrong. Would you go up buying the original one on the daily, or would you be willing to sell the contrarian? You know, Alex says sell. All right. everybody, you are also learning probabilities, right? Okay. How do you know who is going to win most likely 7 times out of 10? And there is no right or wrong. Alright? Extension, retracement, extension, retracement, extension. Market wave. You know, there is no right or wrong. See, everybody, you must understand price action. What is price action doing, right? Are you buying a retracement? Are you buying an extension? When shorting the market, are you shorting an extension? Are you shorting a retracement? Sell, sell. All right. Okay. Who is going to win between those two on the daily? The answer lies on the weekly chart, everybody. Make sense? On the weekly chart is the answer. And I need to take in consideration the original one and the contrarian. And now step by step, please don't freak out, everybody. Original is winning 7 times out of 10. Okay. Olga, it's not that easy. We are going to learn about alignments, okay? So, don't freak out, everybody. This picture is for next week. Okay, you have 3 Fibonacci's. You didn't learn the confirmation yet. Alright? How choose the 3 Fibonacci's? Think to ponder. All the rules apply to all Fibonacci's on all time frames. Every Fibonacci can have the contrarian Fibonacci and the Fibonacci of the confirmation. Don't freak out, I'm telling you, don't freak out. Yes, also the contrarian Fibonacci can have a contrarian Fibonacci. If not, how are you going to find the C of the contrarian Fibonacci? Great question. And the Fibonacci of the confirmation. When comparing larger time frame and smaller time frame, it's possible that the contrarian Fibonacci on the larger time frame is the original Fibonacci and or the Fibonacci of the confirmation on the smaller time frame. Number 3 is happening as we speak on euro dollar. In other words, the retracement of one could be the extension of the other. Everybody, the capital D of the original Fibonacci is stronger than all the other D's from other Fibonacci, I mean the sub D's. Always remember, if things get complicated, the larger time frame controls the lower time frame, and the market will always go in the direction of the greatest force. Monthly, weekly, daily, 2 hours. 7. Trade only what you understand and what you are comfortable with. Don't try to do everything. Number 8. Number 8 is the best one. You are going to forget all of this. It's too much information, you know. And that was number 9, you know. The retracement and the extension from the higher time frames are more relevant than the retracement and extensions from the smaller time frames, especially when the D on the larger time frame is hit. Alright, everybody, study those pictures, reread those pictures. Okay, today is the last day of Black Friday promotion. Tomorrow, okay, but tomorrow we don't have class. Okay, if you're in, you're in. If you're not in, you are going to next time, you know, I mean, not really a problem. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend. Some of you see you back on Saturday in the Learn How to Make Big Money course, last class. Okay, in December we have the crypto portfolio, January market wave mastery, and then 2026 it's starting. Okay, everybody, do the homework.